Hello, and welcome to another aspirational episode of We Only Look Thin. I am one of your hosts, Katherine Weigel. I have lost about 140 pounds. I am a Tiny Habits certified coach. And with me today is...
Donald Weigel, and I have lost 100 pounds and am not a Tiny Habits certified
you don't have
coach.
To call that out. You can just say, what are you?
I don't know.
Cool guy?
It just feels like, you've lost like a lot more weight than me, and you're certified.
Fiddle faddle. I just had more to lose.
You said it was an aspirational episode. Yeah. I aspire to be you.
Aw, gee whiz.
Yeah, well, but I get to be married to you, so that's good.
See, it's like looking like you don't have a nice looking house, but you look at a nice looking house.
Oh, yeah.
And so you've got a better view.
Wow. I feel like I just got insulted.
You didn't get insulted. No, there is a lot about you that I wish
feel like you're looking at the terrible house is the way that came
I'm
across.
I'm looking at the house that can moderate candy. I am not that house myself, but I aspire to be.
I am the candy moderator.
Well, but you definitely have more of a, take your time, plan something, follow through with the plan, which I don't know about that mumbo jumbo, but it definitely seems to work for
Probably should not go off on this tangent, but if I didn't have to buy fresh vegetables and fruit, I could probably only go to the grocery store like once every 3 weeks.
I know.
And I feel like you, regardless of anything, it would be every day if you like had your way, and every 3 days maximum.
That's something I'm working on. We're going to talk about working on things today, so this is great that you're attacking me in this way. Nice looking house.
I'm sorry. I just got called a terrible rundown house and I lashed out.
You're not a rundown house. No, but I think I can aspire to be like Donald, but practically speaking, as I am right now, I feel like we're like in couples therapy. What my feelings are telling
couples
me,
therapy,
Donald.
But it's just us. There's no one's helping.
No one's here to help. No, but I think we can envy someone else's ability to moderate, and by we I mean me. But that doesn't mean that I am good at it. And actually, on today's episode, see, all of this pans out. It works out. We are going to be talking about the difference between aspirations and behaviors. There's a difference. Not only are the letters different, but
they're pronounced different.
There's so many differences.
They're different parts of the dictionary.
They are. It's when do behaviors come before aspirations? No, I guess that doesn't make any sense.
No, they don't. Aspiration still comes first in the dictionary. Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? Anyway, but it's 2022, everybody. Woo! Yay! Hello, sure. But, we're still in January if we're listening to this when it's happening. I think it's still January.
Yeah, I think so too.
And people like friend of the show, Gretchen Rubin.
Oh, hello, Gretchen.
Hi, Gretchen. Oh my gosh, we're the worst. But there are things like, run 22 miles in 22. Like 22 is a great number of a year.
Yeah.
If it was 1998, and I'd be like, 98, I'm going to read 98 books this year. 98.
No,
I'm going
not happening.
Go to 98 states in 1998. Like, there aren't 98 states, so that's not going to happen.
You can't go to 98 United States. You can't do it.
Not unless we take over more places.
Oh, man, please.
we don't need any more. We got enough problems.
Yeah, we're good.
Cheaper by the dozen. I don't know. But
what does that mean?
Okay, so we'll talk about it after in therapy.
All right, sounds good.
No, but Gretchen Rubin, which is great. Love Gretchen Rubin.
Yeah.
For the last few years, she has been doing these like list of 18 things to do in 2018 and 2019 again and again. Walk 20 minutes in 2020, read 21 minutes in 2021. It's 2022.
Yeah.
And now we have the opportunity. What are you going to do 22 things of? I'm going to do 22 push-ups a day in 2022. I'm going to lose 22 pounds. I'm going to eat 22 vegetables.
Eat 22 hard-boiled eggs.
Gross. That was in the movie Cool Hand Luke, I guess. It was really gross. Not okay.
Not good.
Don't Google it. So 22 sounds like a really great number to aspire to. You can tie it to the year. It sounds really exciting. It sounds like, okay, I can do 22 of something.
Yeah.
But I see so many times on Instagram, which is the thing, of people
I've heard of it.
changing their tag names to, or whatever their handles, to the thing that they want to achieve.
Yeah.
So it's like, Catherine runs 22 and 22. Catherine loses 47 pounds by age 47.
Donnie 100 pounds loser.
Sure, why not?
Or something like that.
But when we tie our name to a particular thing, it can sound like action. Like it sounds, oh yeah, that is super catchy. I'm going to save all this money. I'm going to lose all this weight. I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to follow the program.
Yeah.
And we tie our name to a thing. But that is an aspiration.
And I feel like it's a way for people to, sort of like, well, if I'm changing my name to it, then I'm going to have to stick to it. Then I'm really going to have to do it.
When you say it out loud. So when it's a declaration, a promise, a goal, by the end of whatever, I'm going to do whatever, that feels like motivation. That feels exciting. It feels like you've made a declaration publicly.
Right.
Which we think is enough if we just say we want the thing, that will be enough accountability.
Yeah.
But it's not. Okay, this is the hard part.
Wait, what?
It is not a behavior.
No.
It is not a habit.
Uh-oh.
Losing 22 pounds in 2022 isn't a habit.
Yeah, I should relax more. That's not a habit.
No, that's not a habit. Those are sort of general, sort of ambiguous, like, I want to eat more vegetables.
Yeah, or maybe I should have said I should reduce my stress, not relax more.
Sure. You know what? Whatever works for you.
Yeah, maybe relax less should be my thing.
But there are so many times when we're inspired by something on Instagram. Someone's doing a 30 and 30. Someone's doing a 30 days of whatever. We see, someone riding by on a bicycle, or like a group of cyclists. Sometimes we see in our neighborhood. And I'm like, oh, that's it. We're going to get a bike kit and we're going to ride around. It's going to be our new life. And that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's my first thing. It's like, I want to go online and compare bicycles, because suddenly I'm just going to be like bike guy.
Yeah, you're going to be bike guy. And it feels exciting and it feels motivating, but that's not actually, well, how are we going to fit that into our lives?
Yeah.
And that's a question that we often forget to ask ourselves. We can make a big declaration, but unless we actually look at our lives the way they really are, we might invest in the thing. We might join the new program. We might, make the declaration, but that's not a plan.
Yeah.
The declaration isn't a plan. And so then in this episode, everybody who's listening, you all get it.
You all get it. Everyone who has the ability to listen to this.
Yay. So as I mentioned at the very top of the show, I am now a Tiny Habits certified coach.
Man, so certified.
So certified. So BJ Fogg is a behavioral scientist at Stanford University, and he wrote a book called Tiny Habits.
Yes.
So his book actually is chocked full of ideas of ways to implement the aspirations we want to achieve.
Yes, indeed. I guess he created the method around 2011. I was reading online. The book came out in very early 2020.
Yeah. So Atomic Habits are still good. We're, friend of the show. That's fine. So these are just more ways to actually put things in place. So today we are going to talk about the swarm of behaviors. Buzz.
Also, sometimes abbreviated as swarm of bees. Get it? Because behavior starts with the letter B.
See? Yeah. I think BJ Fogg is a little cheesy, kind of like you and me a little bit. He likes the puns. He likes the jokes.
How dare you?
I dare it exactly like I said it. I am not apologizing.
Oh, yeah. No, cheesy for sure.
Yeah. But he talks about looking at your actual life, your circumstances, the things that you like to do, the things that you actually want to do, not looking externally on the interweb of all the ways that other people did things, but really deciding what you aspire to achieve, what your resolution, what your goal is, and actually troubleshooting ways and brainstorming ways that you can make that happen in your actual life based on your actual circumstances.
Yeah. And when Catherine and I started out on this version of our journey venture to, achieve our goal weights, we didn't have this structure available to us. The book wasn't even out, but we sort of kind of accidentally stumbled upon it and ended up doing it but in a wildly unstructured way,
right? Without
that ended up working.
Yeah, like without a PhD.
Right. Exactly.
Without the benefit of Stanford University. But what Tiny Habits affords us is a structure around which to decide how to approach your particular goals, not just randomly shutting down your whole life, going away to the Biggest Loser camp, changing everything for 30 days. This is about creating gradual change based on things you actually want to do, not what you should do, but what you're actually ready to do. So we're going to get into the swarm of behaviors. Buzz, 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 buzz. Insert buzz sound.
Yeah, I'll do some buzz noises in post-production or something.
You can do it right now.
Yeah, buzz.
There we go. But I don't like bees. All right, well, switch it over to something else.
Yeah, we swarm of something else.
No, we
I'll
don't
wordsmith it.
No. Okay, so we're actually going to get into the swarm of behavior method. Okay, so I came up with a version, a printable of the swarm of behavior model that we're going to be using today. But if you, dear listener, have something called a pen or a pencil and a piece of paper, you can do this your own self also.
Yes, indeed. You don't need the printable. But if you would like Catherine's printable, I will put a link or an email address in the show notes where you can go ahead and get it for yourself.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to start with an A4 piece of paper or an 8.5 by 11, whatever fits in your printer, print it out.
Yeah.
In the middle of that piece of paper, draw a happy little cloud. I feel like I'm Bob Ross.
Yeah,
right
Bob
now.
Ross for sure. A happy little cloud.
There's no mistakes. There's, like a 3x3 little cloud in the middle. And in that cloud, write your aspiration. So that might be, I want to lose 22 pounds. I want to eat more veggies. I want to track my calories. I want to move more. I want to cut back on junk food. Whatever it is, write the thing that you want in the middle of the cloud. And again, these are very general, broad aspirations, goals, resolutions. They're not plans.
Yeah, it's sort of like when you say to yourself, I should really read more, or I should really reduce my stress, like that kind of thing. It's super vague, like you don't have a plan yet.
Exactly. But this is an opportunity to actually brainstorm and sort of, go into a little bit of magical thinking about how you could achieve that particular goal. And the first thing that BJ Fogg talks about is actually like, imagine you have a magic wand. If you could do anything, wave a magic wand and get yourself to do something.
You're a wizard, listener. Sorry, that was a terrible Hagrid.
No, you're a great Hagrid.
Oh, thank you.
But if you could wave a magic wand, what habit, what behavior would you put in place to help you achieve that goal? Like the craziest, most wildest, like I always used to say, must be nice to be Oprah because then I could just get a personal chef and they could cook all my food and then I'd be thin if only I was Oprah.
Yeah.
But start there. What could you do? Let's go with lose 22 pounds. What could you do? Well, I could hire a personal chef. I could join a gym 5 days a week. I could, hire our daughter. I could pay her $50 to knock food out of my hand anytime I ate after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
No, but I know, ha ha ha, ha 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 ha. But really, it could be an option. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
People have done crazier things to lose weight. I wanted to wire my jaw shut at one point, so sure, why not?
I saw that on The Real World, and even back then, I thought that was pretty over the top.
I know. Our daughter just got her wisdom teeth out and can't really eat very much. I'm like, must have been nice to be in constant pain and only be able to eat yogurt.
Yeah, no, I've never thought that.
Well, must be nice to be you.
Yeah.
So start with the kind of magical, big, grand, maybe it's not practical, but just start there.
But then also, add things that are, a little bit more within the realm of the normal, your track your calories, prepare your food, get more steps, like that kind of thing. And there's an excerpt from the book Tiny Habits where BJ Fogg talks about it. He says, when guiding people in this process, I like to remind them that for now they have magical powers. They can get themselves to do any behavior. Move to Maui, bring a dog to work, get a management job that pays 30% more. It's important to explore this step and be wildly optimistic.
And I think that optimistic thing is a really big deal. I know when I started, I've shared this in WOLT Place, We Only Look Thin Place, our accountability group.
Yeah.
That when I started in the business world, the world of biz, I remember going to my boss with problems.
It's not showbiz, it's just biz.
It's just biz, buzz.
Yeah.
But I would go into my boss's office with a problem. frankly, I didn't want to solve the problem.
Right.
Here's a little side.
Oh my God, this happens to me all the time with people who work underneath me.
I didn't want to solve the problem. My whole thing, and again, I worked there for 20 years, so this was when I was just starting out. I would go into my boss's office with a problem, and I wanted her to fix it. She made 5 times more than I did. It was her job to fix problems.
Yeah.
I was just a worker bee. See, I decided in.
Oh, wow, a bee.
And you know what rude thing she would say? What solutions have you come up with for this problem? And I would get so angry. I'm like, is this what management is? Just deflecting and like whatever. But it turns out, and Mr. Dr. BJ Fogg has come up with your own solutions. We want there to be no solutions. It is easy for us to say, nope, there's nothing I can do. I'm too old. It's perimenopause. It's too late, whatever. Those are all loopholes. Those give us the permission to continue the behaviors that aren't serving us. So the opportunity to brainstorm potential solutions, whether they be magical or practical, helps us understand that growth mindset that annoying growth mindset that we've talked about before, where there are ways that we can affect change in our lives. So brainstorm from the most impractical, magical to the super practical, like Donald said.
Yeah. And then he says in the book, eventually you will have a swarm of behaviors that will range from wacky to logical to surprising. And that's a good thing. So once you've generated that swarm, he says, begin identifying the behaviors that would be either easily achievable or highly effective. And if you're very lucky, you'll have a few behaviors on your list that are both easy and effective.
Yeah. And if you want to go read the book, he's got a whole book on this. We're just paraphrasing. We're trying to pull together and keep it simple.
Yeah.
But every single chapter of the book gives practical steps to achieve behavior goals. So some of the behaviors that I could put on my list would have a very little impact on my total end goal.
Yeah.
And some, like Donald said, will be highly effective, and they might actually be things that we want to do. Part of looking at this list is not saying what I should do.
Yeah.
It's because the should is like, well, I really should cut back on this. I should stop drinking soda. I should start doing this or whatever. But looking at your list and actually asking yourself, what could I reasonably get myself to do that wouldn't feel like sadness, punishment, and despair? Because a lot of times we think we need that trifecta of misery to achieve a goal, like if no pain, no gain, whatever. And we talked about this last week on I would do anything for WOLT, but I won't do that. When we start punishing ourselves to do a goal, that's not where the success comes from. It comes from like, yeah, you know what? I could get myself to add a vegetable every day.
Yeah. I
could get myself to track my calories. Like I could do that. Starting from a place of, maybe if you sound like that that's probably a great place to start.
Yeah. If you haven't listened to last week's episode, by the way, it's really fantastic. You need to go back and listen to it. But, I spent most of my adult life saying I should do this or I should do that. And I really thought that, that no pain, no gain was the only way to properly achieve your weight loss and fitness goals. Like I would say to myself all the time, well, the way I know how to get to my goal weight. I know how to do it. I just need to make myself do it. I just need to, start going to the gym every day. I just need to cut down my calories to 1,200. I just need to go into these extreme, painful methods.
I just need to do keto.
I just need to cut out all of my carbs and I will be fine. And then I would start doing those things and I could maybe, white knuckle it for a little bit and stick to it. But I hated every minute of all those things. And it never occurred to me to try and, work behaviors into my life that would work, but that I wouldn't hate every second of, and that's, largely what this process is about.
Well, and I think too, I'm taking movies to task. Montages are the problem.
Oh yeah.
Movie montages are the problem with everything. That's why I'm overweight.
Yeah, there was that Team America World Police.
We need a
montage making incremental progress.
Exactly. But that whole thing of like, new year, new me, clean slate. There's so many programs that I see that are like empty out your entire pantry, clean out your entire refrigerator, join the plan, do this, follow it to the letter, and you'll lose weight. you might, but that doesn't take into account your actual life, birthday parties, trips away, work lunches, and food that you actually like to eat.
Yeah, and can you keep that up for the rest of your life? Maybe you'll even get to your goal weight doing that. I lost a bunch of weight a couple of times in my life and got to my goal weight, and then I was like, well, okay, I guess I can go back to doing things the way I did before.
I know, my metabolism's fixed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of a swarm of behaviors. I don't know why it sounds spooky.
I know, yeah, suddenly they're ghosts. I don't know.
Okay, so I did a
Wait, ghost bees? Oh, now that's scary.
That is not okay. That's not okay. Okay, so I did a swarm of behaviors with the aspiration or desired outcome to be eating more veggies. Eat more. Did you eat more veggies this year?
Eat more than what?
Eat more than what? Like, yeah, I don't know. But having actual habits or behaviors that you put in place can help. So these are the ones that I came up with. First is pump up the volume. Pump up the volume.
Pump up the volume.
We did an episode called Pump Up the Volume.
We sure did.
We talk about adding bulk to your food with low calories. For example, sauteed mushrooms and onions, sauteed cabbage, broccoli, zucchini, what a vegetable is. Salt, exactly. So that's one behavior. I could pump up the volume. I could buy pre-bagged baby carrots and just decide to start. I'm just going to have baby carrots. I'm going to get a side salad every time I go get fast food. So I'm not cutting out the fries, but I'll just add a side salad. There's so many times where I'd be like, I'll get what I really want, and then I get a side salad also. And it would just feel like a punishment. Like, why would anyone, can I replace fries with that? Just add a salad. Why not?
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. Load up on chopped salads at Trader Joe's. I actually did that this week.
Yeah, you really did. Bought like a pre-done, like ready-to-go salad.
Is it optimal? Is it as good as the salads that I don't make and let die in the refrigerator in my brain? No, but it's good enough. Okay. Try that Build a Salad restaurant next to that coffee shop that we go to in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Add frozen peas and carrots to my pasta sauce or soup. Sure, that's something to do. Salsa on everything. Salsa's a vegetable, everybody. That's something that I actually do. Add cauliflower to my mac and cheese. Buy steam and bag broccoli. Air fry some frozen broccoli. There are so many different ways that you can just add a vegetable to your day.
And one thing that I've done, and I know this is sort of a little off topic, figure out the vegetables you actually truly like to have. I used to think to myself all the time, well, I should eat a little of this and a little of that, and today I should have this, and I would eat a vegetable that I was only okay with.
Yeah.
And I've decided to just stick to the ones that I actually really enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm getting less variety that way, sure, but I'm actually eating a lot more vegetables because I really want to have them.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a punishment. I have come across people who are like, well, I can't lose weight because I'm a picky eater.
Yeah.
You know what? You wouldn't have gotten to the weight you were if you didn't eat food. So, do the thing. But if all you like are cherry tomatoes, awesome. Then be a cherry tomato person. If you don't like carrots, but you like cucumber, okay. For our daughter, she doesn't like salad dressing, which is a whole other thing. Maybe for another therapy.
So bizarre. The only reason for me to eat a salad is for the dressing, really.
Basically. But she just likes, I just give her sliced cucumber. That's a salad, my guy. Like this, yay, I gave a child a vegetable. I'm the best parent.
And I eat a lot of cherry tomatoes as a snack, like just, because I like them and because they're really easy. You just, basically rinse them and then they're ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. So with the swarm of behaviors, I came up with 10 potential behaviors, not all the behaviors. Came up with 10 potential. You can also ask other people, hey, if you're in WOLT Place, for example, our accountability group, hey guys, these are the solutions I came up with. What do you do to get it done? The more we can brainstorm, the more we can get out of our comfort zone and think outside the box. And instead of that, like, well, there's no way I can make a fresh salad from the farmer's market every day. Okay, well, what can you do? What can you get yourself to do?
Oh my goodness. And we would... Maybe you would put on your list something like get one of those box deliveries of vegetables. And we used to do that. And then, for the first couple of boxes, we were like super good about making all the stuff.
It was like clown car.
And then it would another one would show up and another one would show up. And we just couldn't keep up with all of the boxes of produce.
So based on my life right now, a Trader Joe's pre-made salad might be the thing to do. So make the swarm of behaviors. Decide which one you want to start doing. Just one. not 10. Okay, these are the 10 ways I'm going to do it every single day. Because when we give ourselves too many things to do, we're not going to do them.
Yeah. So pick one that is either easy or effective, preferably both. But if it's, if you can only get one, I would say probably easy is the way to start so that you actually make it a habit.
Yeah. He talks about, BJ Fogg talks about making a habit tiny to start and then build. Like once you're like, okay, I'm eating the baby carrots every day. What else could I try? Okay, well, you know what? I'm going to pump up the volume. I'm going to pump
up the volume.
I honestly do add salsa as my victory. Like I can't even bear to do anything, but I can scoop some salsa on top of the vegetables that I'm eating, or I guess I'm eating vegetables. Wah, wah. But deciding on something you can actually get yourself to do that doesn't feel like a punishment, start with 1, not 10. Don't do 10. You'll break the warranty if you do all 10 at once.
Right.
Pick 1. Figure out a way to add it into your life. We'll talk about habits or actually implementing habits in another episode. Pick 1, see if it works. See how you can add that to your life. Once that becomes a normal habit, then what else from the list could you try? What else could you add? And then go from there. It's just about making small, sustainable changes.
Yeah, and that is essentially what we did to eventually get to our goal weights, was just pick the behaviors. And look, you can try a behavior for a little while, and if you don't like it, if it doesn't work, try a different one.
Yeah,
and I still do that all the time. I'm still doing things, and even sometimes, things that I've been doing that I found were easy and effective for, the last 6 months, year, suddenly I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll try and switch to something else.
Well, and I think, BJ Fogg talks about the idea of going in the season that you're in, seeing all of this as a scientific experiment. Did the new habit work? Did it yield results that you liked? Was the habit small enough for you to achieve? And seeing it as a scientist and going, okay, well, that didn't work. What else can I try? It's not about, see, I'm broken. See, I'm never going to get this right. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to do that. Being that victim of your circumstances, it doesn't really help. But the more we look at different solutions, different methods, and reaching out to other people, hey, I see that you eat a lot of vegetables. How do you get that done?
Yeah.
Donald has a sister who used to do a Sunday meal prep where she would just cut vegetables all the day long. And that sounds miserable to me. And it's great. It's so awesome that she does it. Works for her. She fits it into her lifestyle. But me just aspiring to be like her and not wanting to do any of the work that she does means that that's not the habit for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Pre-chopped is amazing. We went to a grocery store the other day, that very expensive, high-end grocery store. I felt like I needed a credit score to just go into the shop.
Yeah. You have to show that before you can even walk in there.
They had the most beautiful display of vegetables. They had Brussels sprouts that were tender and tiny and chopped and all the little floofy on the end cut off. It was $15 for 1 pound. Little bit rich for I don't know if I can do that, but
however, if that's the only way that you're going to do it, maybe you do it.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll be very fancy, just living in our Brussels sprouts
exactly
house. But I came up with, and this is an actual aspiration that I'm not going to talk about on this episode. I talk about it in WOLT Plays. I would actually like to lose 22 pounds. That's a real thing. I am up from my very lowest before we started WOLT Plays, before we started the podcast, and over the holidays, up about 5 pounds over the holidays.
Yeah.
Ideally, in a lovely, perfect world, I would like to lose 22 pounds. So I came up with a swarm of potential behaviors that I could use to lose those 22 pounds. Shared it in WOLT Plays. If you would like more information on how I'm going to achieve that goal, you can head over to our website,
weonlylookthin.com,
and click on the link for join our support group. We have our support group, WOLT Place, WOLT Place. It's an accountability group, support group for women based on Facebook, where I talk really candidly about the ups and downs and pros and cons of all of the habits that I want to put in place.
Really candidly.
Yeah. Actually, not that candidly.
I don't know.
You're in the group, so there are things that I'm like, my my husband. Swarm of behaviors.
Yeah, no, you're just too busy talking about looking at this rundown house in that group.
Oh my gosh. No, it's a nice house. You're a very nice house.
Thank you.
But you can learn more about WOLT Place by going there. We have 2 subscription options, a monthly option with a 3-day complimentary trial and a 7-day complimentary trial with a 3-month option to see if WOLT Place is right for you.
Yeah, go check it out. So I think that is going to wrap up this week's episode. But next week, we are going to continue talking about the swarm of behaviors and how you can go from the abstract, like on paper, to making it part of your practical everyday life.
Exactly. I circled this behavior I'm going to try. How do I do that? There's more than just the swarm. It's just one step, but start brainstorming.
Indeed. So stay tuned next week. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, you can find all of our episodes still wherever you found this one and also on our website, as I mentioned, weonlylookthin.com.
Yep, and you can also find us on the socials at Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Yep.
We Only Look Thin.
Or you can email us. We will answer the old-fashioned, it's funny, email's now old-fashioned, email at weonlylookthin@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. We love compliments. We love gift cards. We love hearing your questions and answering them. Episode ideas. We've done many episodes based on emails from listeners, and we'd like to hear from you.
Yep, and if you would like a copy of that Swarm of Behaviors worksheet that I created, Donald will include a link in the show notes of how to get that, so be sure to look there. And if you're feeling a little bit generous today,
a little bit generous,
you can head over to Apple Podcast and leave us a rating and a review. Not only does it boost our morale, lets us know that what we're doing makes a difference, but it also helps other people find our podcast when they are looking for an inspirational podcast like this.
Yes, over 500 people have given us 5-star reviews. And wouldn't you like to join that elite club of people who have done that before?
The 500 Club.
Yes, indeed. Or if you don't want to do that, you could just tell somebody about the show. Word of mouth really helps too. And we appreciate you talking about us to people you think might enjoy it.
Yeah.
So if you're still trying to figure out if you're the nice house looking at the not so nice house, or the other way around, just remember that Catherine and I are an inspiration. The information that you hear on this podcast is for informational purposes only. The hosts are not medical professionals. You should always consult with your doctor, nurse, or other certified health professional before beginning any diet or fitness program.